I tried to start my own Thanksgiving tradition and accidentally started a family. War okay, buckle up, because this is going to be one long, unbroken wall of text. Like a true unhinged Reddit post you scroll through at 2 a.m., wondering how you got there. So here goes. I never thought I'd be the person writing one of these, but after what went down last year with my relatives, I honestly need to vent and maybe get some outside perspective because my family keeps acting like I'm the villain here. So I'm 29F, married to my husband, 31M, and we've been together for almost 8 years, total married for 3. And up until recently, I thought my family situation was mostly normal, like, yeah, a little dramatic, but whose family isn't right? So context, my mom has 3 siblings, 2 sisters and 1 brother, and they are all deeply involved in each other's lives, like constant group chats showing up unannounced, knowing each other's bank drama kind of involved. And growing up, this was framed as being close, but as an adult, I've realized it's more like zero boundaries, masquerading as love. Anyway, my husband and I live about 4 hours away from my hometown, which was a deliberate choice because every time we visit, it turns into some kind of obligation marathon where we're expected to see everyone attend every dinner, help with random errands, and still get guilt-tripped for not staying longer. So last year, we decided to host Thanksgiving at our place for the first time, partly because we finally had the space, and partly because I wanted to do something that felt like ours instead of always bending to everyone else. So I sent a group message to my mom and her siblings months in advance saying, hey, we're thinking of hosting Thanksgiving this year, totally. Understand if you can't make the drive, but the invite is open. And at first, everyone was super enthusiastic, lots of exclamation points. Aunt Linda saying she loves road trips, Uncle Mark joking about bringing his famous pie, Aunt Susan asking what she could help with, and I thought, wow, this is actually going to be nice. Fast forward to about 2 weeks before Thanksgiving, and the tone completely shifts. My mom calls me and starts asking very pointed questions, like how many people are coming, what time dinner will be served, what dishes I'm making, and I answer thinking she's just curious until she says, well, that's not really how we do Thanksgiving, and I kind of laugh and say, yeah, I know, but this is how we're doing it this year, and she gets quiet and then drops the bomb that Aunt Susan is upset because she assumed she'd be in charge of the turkey, like she always is, and Aunt Linda is mad because I didn't consult her about the menu, and Uncle Mark apparently told everyone it was unfair to expect them to drive 4 hours when I could just come home like always, so suddenly my hosting wasn't a fun idea. It was me being selfish and inconsiderate, and my mom ends the call with, well, maybe you should think about what's best for the family, which is code for do what makes everyone else comfortable and ignore what you want. So I cried about it that night, and my husband was furious, not yelling furious, but quiet, jaw clenched, furious. And he said something that really stuck with me, which was, why is what's best for the family never what's best for you? So I decided, for once, not to cave. I sent another message clarifying that we were still hosting. Dinner would be at 4 p.m. We'd handle the turkey, but everyone was welcome to bring a side if they wanted, and if the drive was too much, we'd understand if they couldn't come, and that was it. No arguing, no defending, just information. And oh my God, you would have thought I committed a crime. Aunt Linda replied with, wow. Okay, guess traditions don't matter anymore, Aunt Susan. Left the group chat entirely. Uncle Mark sent me a private message saying I was putting my mother in a difficult position, and my mom didn't respond at all for 2 days. When she finally did, she said she'd come, but she was disappointed in how I handled things. So Thanksgiving comes, and in the end, only my mom and 1 cousin show up, none of my aunts or uncle, and honestly, the day itself was actually lovely. We cooked together, laughed, watched dumb TV after dinner, and my cousin even said it was the least stressful Thanksgiving she'd ever had, which made me feel both happy and sad because clearly the problem wasn't me, but also, wow, what does that say about our family dynamic, right? So I thought that would be the end of it, maybe a little awkwardness, but it would blow over, except it didn't. After that, I noticed I was slowly being iced out of things, photos from family gatherings I wasn't invited to, vague posts on Facebook about ungrateful children who forget where they come from, passive-aggressive comments whenever I did talk to them, like must be nice to do things your own way or must be great, living so far away and not having to help anyone. And the final straw happened last month when my grandmother, who I adore, had a minor surgery, and everyone assumed I'd be driving down to help during her recovery, but no one actually asked me. They just told my mom, who then called me and said, "You'll need to take a week off work and stay with grandma because your aunts are busy." And when I said I couldn't take that much time off and suggested we coordinate a schedule, like normal adults, she lost it. She said, "I've changed. I'm selfish since getting married. I only think about myself, and I don't care about family anymore." And something in me just snapped. I told her calmly that I do care, but I'm not a child who can be volunteered without being consulted, and that being family doesn't mean having unlimited access to my time and energy. And she hung up on me. We didn't speak for 3 weeks after that. And during that time, I felt awful, but also weirdly lighter, like I wasn't constantly bracing for the next demand eventually. She called and acted like nothing happened, just asked about the weather and my job, and I realized that this is the pattern. Big blow up followed by sweeping it under the rug without ever addressing the actual issue, and I just can't do it anymore. So now we're low contact. I still talk to my grandma directly. I'm polite in group chats, but I don't engage in drama, and apparently this has turned into another narrative where I'm distant and cold, and my husband keeps reminding me that setting boundaries doesn't make me a bad person, even if it makes other people uncomfortable. But I'd be lying if I said it didn't still hurt because I miss the idea of my family, even if the reality was exhausting. So yeah, that's my long, messy relative story. If you made it this far, thanks for reading. And if anyone has dealt with something similar, I'd really love to know how you handled it, because right now I'm stuck between guilt and relief, and I don't know which one is going to win.